It's Taco Tuesday. Is Boston going to rebound after getting punched in the mouth game one? Let's find out. Let's go. Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Craig Bennett, a.k.a. Cash Cake, back with another NBA Prize Picks video. And yesterday was just, I tell you, those games were nuts. Like, one thing with the playoffs, it's kind of figuring out how teams are going to, attack others. And I felt like I had the Philly-Miami one figured out where they did stop Harden. Hopefully you guys hit the unders on those. Tobias Harris had a great game, but everybody else just didn't do anything. That Miami defense is legit. Without Joel Embiid, I really don't know how they're going to compete. Doc Rivers, starting Jordan. My Lord, man. I mean, he shouldn't even be in the league. He needed an oxygen mask after playing the 5 minutes in the, starting that game. So Paul Reed looked great. He's got to play a lot of minutes in that series until Embiid gets back. But man, yeah. And then that second game, yeah. I mean, it was like the Booker show. Luka showed up. Brunson was nowhere to be found. Guys weren't hitting their open threes except for Kleba off the bench. Both those series, man. Dallas has a lot of work to do, and same with Philly with no Embiid because they don't have a chance against Miami. But hey, we're here in game 2 in these series. These are the fun games. We saw Milwaukee, punch Boston in the mouth, very aggressive. And we're gonna jump back on this series, and I think there's a few plays we could take advantage of, kind of feeling these out. Again, I would not play these heavy. With the playoffs here, normally I might find 1 or 2 plays I would play if we had 10 games. But on the playoffs where I'm giving you four of my favorite plays, but I would not play all 4 in a power play, a flex play like that. I would pick here and there, maybe add one of your favorites here to a baseball play. I'm gonna start doing more baseball stuff. We're still gonna be knocking out some NBA action. And again, I like these two games or these teams today better than yesterday. I think these games are going to be way more competitive until Joel Embiid gets back. I think Miami's just going to keep having their number. So yeah, let's just dive in. This video is just going to be for Boston and Milwaukee, and then I'll do another video where we talk about Golden State Warriors and Memphis and a little bit about that Draymond Green ejection, which was kind of crazy. But yeah, we'll just dive right into that. But hey, if you find these videos helpful at all, hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel. And we'll just keep knocking out these videos and hopefully help you in your research process. Let's just dive right into it. Let's go. All right, as you can see, we have the NBA Prize Picks desktop version up here. If you do not have a Prizepicks account, make sure you head on over there and use that promo code DFSArmy and get 100% instant deposit match up to $100. Link in the description below. All right, we got 4 plays that we're going to talk about here. Again, I wouldn't play all 4 together. I would mix and match these with some baseball, maybe mix and match these with, the next game. I just want to give you my favorite 4 in each game, and maybe you want to research a little bit more. If you want to play all 4 of them, great. I mean, we might hit them, but it's a lot harder in the playoffs the way these guys play. You kind of have to feel how the game's going to go. I think Boston is definitely going to come out, after getting punched in the mouth. They're at home. They're going to come out, way different in this game than last game. I don't know if they'll succeed, but they're going to come out way different than last game. So the first one we're going right back to this. This play hit for us in game 1, and we're going right back to this. And it is Al Horford over 22.5 points, rebounds, and assists here. He's just getting it done, right? I mean, they need him against Giannis. He plays a lot of defense against Giannis here. Which does help his points, rebounds, and assists because it just helps his time on the court, right? I mean, he played 36 minutes in game 1. Like I said, he saw a lot of time on Giannis, and they're just going to need it, right? Field goal attempts, he shot 4 for 11, 12 points, had 10 rebounds and 3 assists. That's what he does. He does a little bit of everything, and probably have a little bit more assist if some of those guys were knocking down shots. That was the problem. Jaylen Brown's got to get going. That dude's he's so streaky, and he's got to get going, man. Like, he got going in the second half, but that first half, he was ice cold. But with Al Horford here, 22.5, this is just way too low, in my opinion. Again, he went over that with 25. The juice is a little bit over on the over at minus 115. And we should see 36 to 40 minutes out of this guy. So again, rebound game for them. They're going to come out a little bit more aggressive. I like that for Al Horford, getting his guys involved, like hit some shots, get a few rebounds. Just this number's too low. This number should be like 25.5 at least, in my opinion. So I would be comfortable playing it up to 24.5 probably, where I would stop, or 24. So if the line does move, I'm cool with that. So we're going to take the over on Al Horford. The next one we're going to go to is we're going to go to rebounds. Same kind of thing here, but on the opposite side. And we're going to go Brook Lopez over 4.5 rebounds. Brook Lopez, again, he's hit this. He's hit this in 7 of his last 10 games. And a lot of the times with Brook, it just comes down to minutes, right? He played 28 minutes in that first game against Boston, had 10 rebounds. If we look what he's done against Boston in the 2 games he's played, one on April 7th and then on May 1st, 7 and 10 rebounds, and a lot of it just with the time. They need him up against the Time Lord and Al Horford. They just need his size because they play 2 bigs a lot on Boston side. You know, Daniel Tice coming off the bench at times. So they're just going to need his size. You know, it's a lot of, you know, it just comes down to minutes with him if he can get those rebounds. So a lot of threes are going to be shot because that's how you beat Milwaukee. So if he gets down in the paint a little bit, those guys start bricking some threes again. And Milwaukee shoots a ton of threes as well, right? You know, Connaughton, Grayson Allen, you know, you'll see Bobby Portis, all those guys chuck up a ton of threes. So 4.5 feels low. The juice is minus 150 on the over here. So it's getting pounded on the over, which I completely understand. You know, I mean, he went over this number 4 of the 5 games against Chicago, you know, and then, you know, he went way over it in the first game against Boston. So I do like this, and I feel like it's too low. I'm okay playing this just up to 5. If it moves over 5, I don't really want to play it. But so if the line does move, I'm comfortable playing at 5. I get a lot of people ask. So if it's over 5.5, I don't think I really want to touch it. But if it's 5 or below, yeah, hit it. Next one we're going to go to is we're going to go over to 3-pointers made. A ton of 3-pointers, man, were shot. And the first one we're going to go to is we're going to go Grayson Allen over 2 3-pointers. And this just has a lot to do with what he's done with no Middleton on the court. So with no Middleton out there, he's definitely getting a lot of shots up. Coming off the bench, you know, don't worry about that. He's not starting. He hasn't started. In the last 4 games, though, you know, he's hit 5, 6, 3, and 3. He's shooting unbelievable. Those 2 games against Chicago, he shot 71%, 5 for 7, and 86%, 6 for 7. And then 3 for 6 against Chicago that last game, and then 3 for 6 against Boston. Played 29 minutes. He's kind of the X factor for this team coming off the bench, him and Pat Connaughton. But 2 is way too low. I'm comfortable playing this up to 3 if you want to. If it goes to 2.5, I'm comfortable with it. But I love it at 2 because I think he's going to at least hit 2 here with the time he's getting. And this has everything to do with Middleton not playing. If Middleton played, he wouldn't get the minutes that I would like it. But having Middleton out, I do like this Grayson Allen over 2 3-pointers made. So we're going to go with that one. And then the next one, actually there's 2 that I like, and I'm going to talk about both of them. I'm undecided on which one I like more, and it's 3-pointers made here. The first one we're going to talk about is Grayson Allen here. I'm sorry, not Grayson Allen. Pat Connaughton at 1.5. He doesn't play as many minutes as Grayson Allen, but he does shoot a lot of threes, and he's hit this over in 3 of his last 4 games, and it just comes down to, you know, the volume with the shots. They're not as much. Grayson Allen is way better play than Pat Connaughton, especially at the 2 number. Just love that one. But Pat C, it just comes down to the minutes. He only played 20 minutes against Boston, had 4 fouls. So there's room where he can play 25, 26 minutes. And he does shoot, you know. I mean, he shot 2 for 4 in that last game against Boston. That last game against Chicago, he shot 6 for 9. But he's just out there shooting threes. He's kind of like what Grayson Allen does, but Grayson Allen has taken the minutes away from him. But if you want to take a shot on him, I'm okay with it. So I'm kind of torn if I want to do that one. Or the other one is Jaylen Brown, right? Like, they need his scoring to get this game back. So it's one where I know I'm getting the minutes out of him, right? And he played 38 minutes that first game against Milwaukee. We should see it. He did hit 3 3-pointers, shot 3 from 9, so not good, but he's got to shoot more. We know Milwaukee, that's how you beat them. They pack the paint. They make you shoot threes to beat them. Like, hey, You hit threes, you have a chance. He played Milwaukee 3 times this year, 3, 2, 2, and 3 in the 4 games. The juice is on the over at -140 here. I think he's going to shoot. He shot 7, 7, 8, and 9 3-pointers against Milwaukee. We should see 10 plus 3-pointers attempted here. So I'm going to go back to the over on 2.5 here. I did want to talk about Pat C a little bit because the minutes can be there, and he can hit it in 20, 22 minutes because that's what he's out there doing. He's shooting pretty well, but just one I wanted to mention. So these are the ones we're going to go with here for this Milwaukee Boston game. Boston is favored 4.5 here, 215.5 over under. I kind of feel like Boston, figures some things out. They hit some more shots here and tie this series back up. But they had no answer for the Greek Freak, man. And this team, but if Grayson Allen is hitting his shots and Connaughton's hitting his shots and Bobby Portis and those guys are doing what they're doing, man, they look good even without Middleton because Grayson Allen, those guys are hitting their shots. So we're going to go Al Horford, number 1, over 22.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Then we're going to go Grayson Allen, number 2, at over 2 3-pointers made. Then number 3, Brook Lopez, over 4.5 rebounds. And then number 4, we're going to go Jaylen Brown, over 2.5 3-pointers made. And if you want to throw in Pat Connaughton, over 1.5 3-pointers made, I don't mind that. It just comes down the minutes with them. So with that, again, appreciate each and every one of you. Hit that like button on your way out and enjoy your Tuesday. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Deuces.